Hello, hello. Welcome to another build and chill session. Today, we're going to make Santa's front yard Lego set 40484. Luckily, I am above the age of 9. This is one of those limited edition sets that usually comes around Christmas time. I think I might have got this when I bought, what was it? I'm actually not sure which year this is from. 2021. No, that's a copyright date. Anyway, we have a fun little elf minifigure, but let's get cracking. I like to use a Stanley knife to open these. I'm not sure if people peel these away, the stickers. But yes, do be careful when using a Stanley knife. And this is actually Stanley branded. Not that I'm sponsored by them. I think I bought that one because it came with like 5 blades inside the holder itself. So I don't need to get more. All right. I think this is one of those postcard diorama styles. I don't know if you built the city, different cities. I think Paris, London, maybe Australia. Don't know if there's one for Japan or China, but yeah, it looks like a postcard diorama. Cool. Well, we have 1, 2 number 2 bags, 3 number 2 bags. Okay. 4 by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 4 by 12, 6 by 12. 2 6x12s. Stickers. I love it. There's a moon. We just had was it a lunar eclipse? Where the Earth was between the sun and the moon. And there's another one coming up in 2 weeks. Yeah, there's some good live streams of it. We didn't get it where we were because it was already, I guess, daylight. But it was quite spectacular from what I saw. How many of you have seen a lunar eclipse live? Let me know. That'd be really cool. I've always wanted to see one, but I think geographically it's just not worked out. You really have to be at the right place. And of course awake at the right time. Now, what I like to do is put the bags into the box. I don't know if you can see that. Keeps it tidy. I'm not sure if I ever keep the bags in the end. Like if I repackage the sets, I usually put everything into a Ziploc bag. I've never repackaged them into the bags, if you know what I mean. Like bag 1, bag 2. It's always little bag here. I always just sort of group the pieces maybe. I prefer it that way. But it also depends if you want to keep it for rebuilding or storing. I don't know, at this stage. It would be nice. I do like organizing things. Last set that was massive that I pulled apart was the crane. I forgot what it was, like a red crane. It pivoted 360, could raise and lower the boom. It was pretty cool. I think it was like 4,500 pieces. I got it quite cheap because it was the end of life. Unfortunately, it didn't work properly. Like it kept getting jammed in one direction, which was really, well, a bit annoying, really disappointing. Now, I think this is the first proper Lego set I'm building on this channel. I am one to organize pieces. I know for people speed building, they just take from the pile. I do not want that stress in my life. I have enough stress. It's partially why it's taken me a while to come back again and be live. Thanks for being patient, everyone. Yeah, but this is such a lovely process, building things. I also like to group by color. I don't know. Look, it doesn't speed the build up. I've timed myself doing this method, and I've timed myself just trying to speed build. I think my peak speed is 300 bricks an hour, which is not It's pretty average, apparently. I think the fast boys get up to, and boys and girls gets up to, I heard it was like 500 plus bricks per hour. If you'd ever really want to know your building speed, get a timer, get a set, or even just, well, I use the timer because I take breaks sometimes. I don't know if that's part of the whole speed building thing. I should look into that one day. But yeah, take a timer, start it, build it, and then just divide pieces by time. And you have a rough idea, or time by pieces. I'm not the best at math. But yeah, and then you work out how many pieces per hour you can do. If that's something you really want to get into, I think it's adds to a sports kind of context. If you want to make building a sport, for me, it's just the joy of snapping things together and observing how it goes together. I think there's something quite remarkable about how these sets are designed. Little things like, how do they take a corner? How do you go left to right? How do you do 90 degrees? How do you do 180? How do you do curves? It always blows my mind. I think I built the London bus set from 2017, 18. That was probably the first set that really got me back into building Lego. And yeah, that was some years ago. And then I just sort of, the adult sets were so good. They just, it's I don't know, for me, building sets is like watching the design process in a way, and how well everything has been sort of decided and determined. And I think there are some sets which aren't as good. I have heard some sets have had some issues and weaknesses building, and but I don't know how that happens if that happens as much in recent times. For example, one of the space shuttle sets, they had to release an update pack to address some structural weaknesses in the set. This is definitely something you see when you build MOCs, my original creations. I've started doing that. That's actually quite fun. So I find plans online. There's quite a few creators out there. I think the last MOC I built was actually Mudeng set, which is the pygmy hippopotamus in Thailand. I think Mudeng translates to like bouncy pork, maybe. And you really see sort of those ideas in action. But when you go and build it, of course, as with all MOCs, sometimes there are quote unquote what they call illegal moves or assemblies. And I think there was a situation where I was trying to span 5 bricks with a 4.5 brick assembly, and nothing wrong with that. I got it to work in the end, but it just meant that it was super delicate. And you have to, I think, the tip with those MOCs is to watch the creator and see how they assemble it if they put together a video. And I made that mistake of not watching the video first. And after watching the assembly video, I discovered the MOC creator, I think Cornbuilds. Shout out to Cornbuilds. Thanks, man. That was a great set. You got to assemble it in chunks, like in sections, like the legs, the head, and then you assemble the torso. So I had followed the step-by-step instructions, which I think were just sort of, I don't know if they were automatically generated. They were just linear, like, building from the ground up. And yeah, that I don't know if you want to say that's an advanced way of building, because what you needed to do was basically hold the piece in certain ways while trying to attach everything. And yeah, had a lot of pieces popping off. Okay, bag 1, we build snowy foundation. Bag 2, we build everything else. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get started. So definitely one of those things where you have fun just trying to make it happen. The other one is reworking sets into other things. So one MOC I found was a John Deere tractor set that you could build into the Bat Tumbler from the Nolan Batmans. I should do that. I'll build that on live one day. I've got it somewhere. It was really fun. John Deere themed Batman. I would love if Batman was also John Deere themed, like a Batman suit. But I think you'd have to customize that quite a bit. I'm not sure if I'm up to that task of painting, but I never quite mastered model painting. I think I talked about that the other day. Tried to make a model and it just ended up caked, absolutely caked in paint. But you live and learn. I would love to give it another go. I never got into airbrushing. Spray painting is fun. Bigger models. I did quite a bit of that a few years back. Learned how to spray paint for production, industrial design, model making. And it was probably one of my most favorite things to do was get in the spray booth. And I don't know, there's something meditative about building up layers and, trying to control the spray and focus and pay attention and make sure you don't sort of restrain yourself, because it's very easy to just be like, okay, I'm gonna cake up some finish on this. And so you really sort of want to spray lightly, and it's nice when you have a heat, what is that called? A heated thing. It's like a little low temperature oven. So if you're doing something like hand sized, you can just pop it in this little oven and then not bake it, but cook it. I'm just going to change something here. Let's go. Well, let's see how that is. So you kind of, what's the word? Kind of heat it up. Oh, these pieces are just moving back up. There's quite a bit of tension in the boards here. And yeah, that helps to cure the first layer of paint. So if you go quite thin, like a powder, you can build that up. I'm sure there's people with more experience that can describe it, but that's just what I got out of it. Now, the other way of building is to just take all the pieces, lay them out. I tend to do that with more complicated things that I don't want to miss pieces, because if I miss a piece, for example, that giant crane thing I built, the 4,000 piece plus crane thing, I should look that up. If you miss a piece and you've got to go back and put it in there, you have to disassemble half the thing, because the way that was built was you started with a core gearbox, the pivoting mechanism, and what would then be like the drive. And if you got something wrong there, that's a lot of steps to go back and fix that, And I had to do it maybe once or twice. Not exciting. Don't recommend. I'm going to try standing this instructions up. I think I need to get a soft box. It's quite a lot of glare from overhead light on the instructions, depending on the angle you're sort of sitting at. Let's see. Well, something went pop. I just lowered my desk. I think it's the toolbox. I'm going to have a look. One sec. Yep, toolbox. I don't know if you can see. Took a chunk. Nice. Well, don't keep the toolbox near the leg. Everyday moments full of life lessons. Isn't that fun? Yeah, but I don't know. Back to spray painting. I absolutely loved it. And then, you know, you're building up the finishes and you sand between finishes. And there was sort of a, I don't know if it's my ego, a bit of a challenge of getting to a semi-gloss finish without using gloss. So you could basically sand a piece down, put the primer down, sand that to a very high level, maybe 600 or 400 grit, and then you put that maybe not that far, maybe like 200, 250, 280, and then you put the main color down. You build that up, and then after 2 or 3 coats, you sand that back, and then you start working through the grits all the way up to. Geez, I messed this up already. All the way up to 600, 700, 800. You can go as far as you have patience, and then you just see, and then you just sort of build up the layers. And what you're doing is just filling in all the little gaps with paint particles. And yeah, okay, I need to get a grabber. 1 sec. Okay, tool to the rescue. Pop. Yay. Okay, this goes down. And this goes across. Yeah, like the way they build this, and you're basically bridging the 2 pieces and creating structure. These are little simple details that I really enjoy about building Legos. How they solve those problems, and how they create strength in a set. I've heard there's quite rigorous processes to ensure durability over time. I've understood that like there's heat stress testing as well that happens, and I don't know if they leave things out in the sun, but it would make sense because you also have things like UV damage. But I don't know if UV damage discolors or structurally affects the bricks. But yeah, you want to be under different temperature stress, the parts can change shape or form a little bit, which is not abnormal. It happens to all materials to some degree. I don't know if there's some super material that doesn't do that, that doesn't change under heat, temperature loading. I don't know. I'm thinking about carbon fiber, Formula One, but that has different things. Okay, now what I like to do. Let's see if the camera can pick this up. No. Okay. So on these like transparent bricks, there's little numbers, and actually on all bricks, I think they have, and this is a testament to their manufacturing. There's little numbers, which is sort of it's Lego. I don't know if it's a part code. 35865-04. What's this one? Oh, I can't read that one. Anyway, I like to orient these all in the same direction. So I noticed the spacing can be a bit off. I was building the Guggenheim Museum architectural set, and under the singular flat pieces, they all, of course, have this, even in these ones, this little tiny piece, they've got them. And if you didn't line them all up the right orientation, like, for example, the text facing upwards and left to right, the gap between the bricks would be inconsistent, and that kind of drove me nuts. So I don't know if I followed my own rules here. Oh, maybe I have. So yeah, I just like to do that out of practice because it creates consistency. The thing that frustrates me is then I realize that I do that and then the whole thing is hidden. I built the burrows last year for Christmas. Did the advent bag thing because there was 25 bags, 24 bags. I can't remember, but it was basically like a advent calendar. So every day we built a bit of the set, and yeah, that was quite fun. And there was like interior pieces, where I think flooring or table or something, and then it's just sort of hidden. The room is like within another space, and you just can't see it. And I was like, well, that was kind of pointless, but I had fun. I had fun doing it that way. No, maybe not for everyone, but yeah, if that's something you enjoy, don't stop yourself. Go for it. These things are here to bring us joy. For me, the joy is in the process. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm as joyful about the final outcome, but definitely the process is important for me. And seeing the way things are done brings me a lot of joy too. Okay. Yeah, it's coming up nice. What I like also is Lego put different color pieces for parts that are going to be hidden. And I guess these are like filler parts. So I think this purple and this green, and even the red is quite common in the Lego Friends sets. It's really cool. Was that it? No, there's more here. Okay. Oh, maybe I should have taken the pieces out for this. So one of those, one more of those, one of these, two of these, and I've done that one. Yeah, I guess they're filler parts and you don't have to use like the main color as much. That said, when I build MOCs, I don't follow that always. Sometimes I just fill it to the part color, but I have sort of checked the instructions and double checked if you can see the part, because sometimes you have issues ordering getting the right number of pieces and colors. So you have to sort of compromise, and that compromise might be picking the same piece but in a different color, which is a bit annoying because you'd like to be faithful to the builder, but when you do MOCs and you order off Bricklink, I buy all my parts off Bricklink, and there's a really good system there where you can basically develop or get a parts list together, and then there's a few files types. I think there's an XML version. I forgot how to do this, but there's heaps of tutorials. And you just put the list in, and then it creates the minimum number of shopping carts from minimum number of buyers. And ideally, you want to get as many pieces from one seller as possible. Sorry, because shipping starts to become an issue when you have to buy from multiple sellers. And what I think a few times I've one or two times I've spent double or tripled the costs on shipping as the pieces, and that sort of kills me on the inside a little bit. That gets me a bit sad, but sometimes you have to do it. So you just have to be strategic and double, triple check. And yeah, if you don't need that color, if one of the sellers has the piece, has the part, but in a different color, you can get away with it. I think I did everything on this page. This is the other thing. If you're forgetful like me, it is good to lay everything out so you don't lose track of what you have and haven't taken. But it's always fun when you get to the end of a bag and you're like, why do I have so many pieces left over? And you just go through the set. You're like, that explains why. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2 grays. Okay. What am I missing here? Okay, up top. Yeah, when I'm not that focused, I can get lost in the what goes where. Takes me a moment to find out, but I think that's fine. There's something relaxing about following a path and a bit of thinking, but it's not like heavy thinking. I heavily think a lot, but that's okay. I used to play a lot of chess growing up. And then I stopped when I was about 13, 14 maybe. And then it's like, that's one of those diminishing skills. I don't know what the term is. Not diminishing skills, but deteriorates if you don't keep it going. And I did not. I was a bit sad because I could see every year I kept playing, I kept improving, but it that kind of slowed up after a while. And yeah, I think if I was measuring myself with my peer group, they sort of kept moving. And there's definitely something about like my brain was developing with chess and the way chess thinks. And I came back to it briefly last year or 2 years ago now. And for me, it's quite a stressful game. I think there's something about the decision making that's a little bit stressful for me. Oh, that's hollow. Okay, that's 1, that 2. That goes there. Yeah, but I think it's a fun game. I really like. There was a form of blitz. I forgot what it's called, where you play in pairs, and you and your teammate, you're both one color each. So for example, you have the black pieces, they have the white, and then every time you take a piece of your opponent, you can give it to your partner, and it's absolute chaos. Because you might, depending how you're paired up, who's the stronger player or how the opponent is. Somebody knows the name of that format, drop it in the comments. I have totally forgotten. But it was so fun because you'd be playing and then you're like, oh, I need a rook, I need a queen. So if you needed a queen, your teammate would sacrifice to get a queen, and then you'd have a queen. And it was whoever won first, I think. I can't quite remember, or if it was the last man standing. I can't remember the format. I'm sure a quick Google search would answer this for me. Okay, now we've got to put these little bricks. Okay. Ooh, these are all the little details. Okay, that goes there. Huh. Looks like I'm building the base of a tree. 2 trees. These things, 2 and 3. Very cool. Like this little detail. You're like, what is this for? Then it sort of just unfolds You're like, ah, that was cool. And maybe I'm too easily entertained. I'm presuming it's definitely a way of thinking, like developing how to see and build. I really admire all the MOC guys and even the Lego creator guys. I mean, a lot of their idea sets, I think the whole idea series was based on fan votes and something like that. Oh, I have an extra tree stump. Okay. All right. Well, these are the leftovers. Do I need them? Have I? I have not put these in. These are meant to go here. Would you look at that? That's why it's good to take a little check at the end. Am I missing any? Let's look at the. I have that. That's matching now. There's a little frozen ice river. Yes, yes. Oh. Yes. Tree. Is there something missing there? Are these just a lot of extras? Always makes me a bit nervous when there's a lot of extras, but luckily this isn't anything mechanically important. I'll just put them aside. And if we need them, we've got them. All right, bag number 2. Do you use scissors or do you tear like me? I like to just tear at one end. And then what I used to do was I used to store like all the little loose pieces in one of these bags and then leave it in the box. But of course with Ziploc bags, that kind of changed everything up. I used the IKEA ones and there was a shift between one generation of those bags to another where the quality of the bag, the quality of the Ziploc and the quality of the plastic had definitely taken a deduction. And I mean, this is normal with all manufacturing. You basically are minimizing. You're trying to maximize margins. You want to maximize margins as much as you can. So you trim and trim and trim and trim. And I think there's what's the term? Shrinkflation. So sadly that's happened. And I noticed because I had bought some of the new bags and all right, back to here we go. I bought some of the new bags and somehow one of them had broken, like split at the seam or the join where you sort of squeeze everything down. And I compared that with the older bag because I had a box. I'd bought like so many, all the different sizes. What's nice about the IKEA range is you can find a good range of sizes and that means you can sort of break things down. And I actually bought a bunch of them to pack up that 4,000 plus piece crane set. Yeah, and it's a bit sad, but that's the way things are. Product quality will drop over time as, different financial constraints and market blah, 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 and you name it. So I really cherish some of the old stuff I have. It's just built tough and built different. And it's usually built with more materials. And it's funny, you think about stuff from 10 years ago being stronger than stuff today and so on and so forth. And I think back to some of the stuff I had from the 90s and that stuff is really tough. But, compared to stuff from the 80s or the 70s or the 60s, I wonder the build quality difference. So it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit sad. I think the other thing is when simple things break and then there's no spare parts for it and then the whole thing is trashed. Like I think some TVs, the motherboards go, screen is fine. No issues with the screen. Nothing wrong there, but because the motherboard's gone and, you know, it's, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years out of production, you're either going to have to find a scrapped board or you're going to have to find someone who can change the components manually if they are generic and you can buy them. And then some of them are like encoded, I don't know, firmware or something like that. So you can't actually just swap. You need to recode it, and that happens in cars as well and things like that. And yeah, it's not exciting because you're just like, when 90% of the thing still works, and then it's like that electronic board is what breaks, and that's really sad for me anyway. It's like, just, I don't know, durable electronic boards are, yeah, and I don't know what it is. I think there was something about how manufacturers realized that if they could get between a certain percentage of success, or what's the word, not success, non-failure. So they had a margin of failure that was, I think it was cheaper to have a higher margin of failure and just pay for the replacement of the failure components through warranties. And then, of course, if you have like short warranties, like 12 months or even less, or 2 years, and then of course if it breaks after 2, then they don't have to honor the warranty, and then they didn't lose any money. So they don't need to have like 100% reliability or efficiency. In fact, it's better cost saving to get close to this margin of error than it is to actually make a product that is super reliable and will last. And it's sad because it just means things become disposable, and yeah, that, you know, feeds on. So it's very, I don't know, systematic. It's inbuilt into a system. It's designed into a product. Yeah. But it's nice to see there's like a really big community around repairing, and I think iFixit for electronics was one of those, not necessarily a pioneer, but has definitely become very mainstream. And I've seen some channels on YouTube who basically fix parts and be like, well, this is all the waste from the repair, and that's fantastic. Like, it's really showing that you can do things without waste, minimizing the waste. And yeah, I think washing machines is a great example where modern ones, the circuit boards fail, but the drum, the motor, everything else is fine. Like they'll give you like 10, 15 year, 10 year plus, or 5 year, 8 year warranties on the inverter motors and all this. But then the circuit board will die in 4 years. And, you know, depending, that might be quite costly to get that repaired. Okay, well, enough repair talk. Let's build. So 2 of these, 1 of these. Maybe we move these big boys here. What else do we need? And 2 bricks, squares. I thought there would have been a bit of overlap there to create some strength, but maybe that'll come in the higher levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2 of the 3s, 1 of the long ones, 4 of the triangle things. Two more. Okay, we're building the backdrop now. It looks like a Christmas tree. Or a spruce tree. Is that what Christmas trees are? If you know your trees, let me know. I don't know my trees. I know pine. I know cedar, spruce, maple, mainly because of the syrup, birch. Yeah. Okay, 2 of these. Oh, some flat ones. I didn't sort those parts. There's this pile here I just haven't sorted. I think sometimes I I'm a bit over it, and I'm like, all right, let's just build. So I don't always sort. Okay, here we go. This is the overlap I was talking about. So it'll bridge. I don't know if you can see. It'll bridge. It'll bridge this. Create a bit of strength. Yeah, and we're building the backdrop. Good detail, good layering. Look at that. Like it steps up. The water underneath. I love the water feature. I'm sure someone has worked it out. Maybe not for this. It might not be worth it, but LED lighting. That kind of would be cool, like to light up the scene and light up the water flow. There we go. It's coming together. Okay. 2 of the big ones, 1 of the little ones. They are building up the back. Yeah, this is the technique I'm used to, like the overlap. I think quite common in many different areas and different, fields. Building up the trees, 4 of these, 2 of those. There's 1. Where's the second guy? Where is the second one? Oh, there it is. Sometimes I lose pieces halfway through and I'm thinking, what have I done? Have I dropped it? It's on the floor. Usually, it's exactly where it is. I haven't lost it. I just haven't found it, you know? And just got to be patient. Okay, trees coming together. Uh-huh. All right. These are mounting points for, I guess they're meant to be snowflakes or stars. These are, maybe they're night sky stars. 1 long guy, 2 of the white dots. Number 2, 1 of those, and 2 of these mounting guys. I should really learn the name for these. One by ones with the thingy. Okay, 2 goes there, and 1. Hey, the scene is coming together. Oh, 2 flat pieces, 2 double bricks. We have a bit of a drop. What's gonna go in there, I wonder? That's the other thing. It's sort of, why is it done that way? What's going to go in its place? It's just super fun. Ah, I see. All is revealed. It's the top of the tree. So we need another square brick. Oh, rectangular 2 by thingy. 2 of these. Okay, we're building up the left side now. And then we want to build up the right side. 2 of these. Let's go digging. 2 of you. 2 1 by 2s. And 1 by 4. And we have a little assembly here. That's fun. So it extends backwards. And that is what that little notch in the background is for. And now we have the top of the tree. I wonder why that side has it, and I wonder if the other side will have it as well. Time will tell. In that goes. And we have ourselves the top of a tree. Just might be the case here. I guess if it's a taller tree, yes, it might be. Yes, same technique. Okay, so 2 dots, 2 stars. Of course, there's a bit more to it than that I totally missed because I just looked at the stars. There we go, one there. Lock it up there. Building that up slowly now. We do the same thing again. 2 1x2s. We will build the top of our next tree. Nice. Same situation with the assembly here. 2, 1 and 2. Well, I guess 2 of these and 1 4. So build up the bottom and then towards the back. Let's adjust this mic a bit. Towards the back we have these 2. Okay, towards the back we put the top of the tree on. Little slidey bits. And it pops right in there. Amazing. Okay. We take one of the long pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two of those. And 2 of these. Hey, we're finishing off the Starry Night. Very, very nice. Little detail. These are the other things, like the little details. I think back to that London bus I built in 2017. When you were building the upper section of the bus, you made all the seats, and then underneath the seats they had a little pink dot piece, and that was chewing gum. And then you had a small tin can as well. That was fantastic. It's little, and you don't see it. You know, you don't see it from the outside, but when you build it, you're like, oh wow, that's cute. I don't know if they're Easter egg. I don't know if it's classified as that, but for me, it sort of falls into that playful category. Okay, now for stickers. So we have 2 of these. I don't know how you all feel about putting on Lego stickers, but yeah. What's nice is they're quite forgivable. You can sort of touch them and not remove them, but I like to sort of, this has got a bit of, not sure if it's very clear, but it's a bit of damage there, scuffing on the piece itself. Will it autofocus? Come on. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so you can sort of, what I do is I have it on the finger, and then I just sort of visually mark out where is it, like where's the middle point, how wide is it, and then I can estimate, okay, it's about there, and then I'll just put the edge down, and you get a few shots at this. That's the nice thing about these stickers, they're quite forgiving. And then let's see. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not perfectly in the center, but it's, I would say, what is that? 95% of the way, even 60% of the way is good. Well, no, 60% would be half hanging off, I guess. And in this case, we want the sticker to have that blue star on the right. Oh, this is okay. Let's pick a side. I used to wipe these down for oil, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It also depends. I don't know what the testing is on the longevity of these stickers. That bus set, the stickers are starting to peel, but they're existing in a very humid environment. So Humidity is another factor that can affect. I'm in a very dry climate, so right now, whereas where I built that was quite a humid climate, and it's been living in that humidity for some time now. Okay, so we have 2 silver stars. We want 1 star on the top left. And 1 star on the bottom. That goes to the right. And these 2 go here. I presume this is for the moon. I'm excited they put a full moon in here. Wonder how many Christmases have had full moons. I'm sure there's a calculator out there that can tell me. Okay, now we cap. So we need 3 pieces, 1 long, 2 short, and it's 2 shorts on the outside. I feel like it's a horse race. 2 shorts on the outside, 1 long on the inside. Hey, background is coming together. Now the moon. I wonder if I can get the orientation of this right. So we have the notch lining up there. It's a bit off, but let's see if I can push that over. And then, how do we get that to click in at the bottom? No, at the top. Hey, we have a full moon. Okay, minifigure time. Put that to the side. So we have 2 stickers left. We have our elf man. Oh, he's got a carrot. He's feeding the reindeer. I love his little. Oh, his ears are built into his cap. That's cute. Is there a right way? No, that's back. Yes, the fold is towards the front. Does that stick on? Ah, there it is. Okay. There we go. There's the little ears on the top there. Yeah, okay. I gotta work on this autofocus. Oh, head's not on. There we go. What's the joke? If your head wasn't screwed on, you'd lose it. I know about that too well. Okay, it's quite a long carrot stem, but we got it. He's gonna hold that. Guess he's ready to feed one of them, the reindeers. There's a little lamp. Oh, it slipped off, and that's the light that goes inside. So cool. And that goes next to him. So lamp goes here, and he stands 1 foot there. Hey, nice. Tree time. I like this. How do we do this? So, one of the gray pieces, blue and yellow, because that's the color of a Christmas tree. I haven't built the Lego Christmas tree. I heard some reviews about it being maybe the most solid. Maybe some super glue can fix that, but I'm not one to glue my sets together. I make mistakes, and I don't really want to make the mistakes permanent. But it's maybe worth building. Maybe for next Christmas. Let's see. Okay, so we want to build 2 of these. So let's go for it. Let's build them simultaneously. So 2, 4, 2 and 4, 2 of those, 2, 4, 6 of the white half pieces, 6 of the green. So how would you do this? 1 at a time, or you build simultaneously? I like to, depending on my mood, build them simultaneously. And then you're sort of doing the same action twice. And yeah, maybe don't lose track of the pieces as much. One there. I guess this is a snowy branch. In reality, if it's really heavy snow, it's sometimes, I don't know if you've seen like the whole trees that are just covered in snow and they sort of collapse from the weight of the snow. It's very cool. And then we go white, green, white, green. Oh, don't do it upside down. In this case, I'll do one branch at a time or side. Green, white, green. Whoop, there's one. Green. Another, and finally the bottom. And that attaches. Okay, the gray's at the top there. That goes one way, that goes the other. And I guess there's a third. Oh, there's a third and a fourth. But we build it the same? No? Yes. Wait, what? Yes, I did that right. Okay. Losing my mind. Oh. There is a difference. No? No difference. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 6 and 6. 1, 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. 6 pieces. Okay. Well, let's do it this differently. Let's just do one at a time. Double whites. Okay, even snowier parts. I like it. And then we got 2. 1 and 1. 1 white and 1 green. And it goes on the other side. Very nice. Okay, now we want 2 whites again. 2 greens. Oh, I want to put these upside down for some reason, like this. It's not right. Let's fix that. Okay. 2 green. 1 white. Another green. That's pretty nifty. We have a tree. I wonder if there's anything on the top. Hey. Oh, that's what this guy is now. Where does this line up? Lines up to the corners. I love that. I love just lining them up. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, where does this go? It goes on that stump. And we want the double whites to the left and right. Oh, I don't know if you can see this. There's a gap in there and it just slots right in. Boop. There you go. So nice. Now we rinse and repeat, but I believe this is a shorter tree. Blue and yellow. Blue and yellow. Where are you? Blue and yellow. No, no blue and yellow. Okay. We want to build one at a time. 2 of these. How many white? 4 pieces. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Green. Okay. So, we don't have to double up like before. But we are making 2 of the same. And I think it aligns with the top. Yes, because we want that little indent will go into this. I love that. Creates a sort of sense of perspective. That's one thing about the architectural series I found very interesting, or tiresome, depending, is the amount of repetition. It's really like a lot of repetition. I built the Statue of Liberty and something went wrong. I think I dropped it and I've got to rebuild it, but it's so much repetition to build the foundation because you're just making 4 walls, identical walls with the same technique. Okay, that's those 2 done. Let's build the other side. So we need 2 of those and 4 and 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we want to go green, white, green. And then once again, green, white, green. Snap and snap. It would be nice to have, I don't know, more audible click, but I think that's maybe a nice factor that they don't really like snap. I think that's indicative of the tolerances of the build and also the pliability of the plastic. Okay, we want white to be facing forward at the top. Hey, hey. 4 trees. I hope we build a deer. Do we build a deer? Oh dear. We are building a sign to the North Pole. So 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of these, and 1 of these. Oh, sticker time. North Pole. Yes, okay. So let's roughly work out. Okay, there's not too much room, but we can line it up with the edge. Oh, we could go forward a bit. Ooh, is there time? There might be. Yes. Let's see. Yes. These can sort of curl, stretch a bit. But let's put a bit of a space. Oh, it's top bottom, it's pretty tight. But front to back. Hey, that's better. Now it's more aligned with the tip. Got to work on this autofocus. All right, so 2 and a cap. And the North Pole. Let's put it at a bit of an angle. There we go. It's showing it's a bit of an angle. And on it goes on the way to the North Pole. Hey. Ah, deer time. Fantastic. Well, there was a deer on the box, so it totally makes sense. And I'm really happy we get to build a deer. It's so cute. I wonder if I should like try and make a larger version of this. Okay, they go on there. I'm sure people have made like larger Lego deers. Okay, together. Now we need one of these going to the back. 2x1. Oh, there's a good little snap. 2x1 goes on there. And then we're layering it up. I wonder if this is the torso. Yeah. See, so this is another great example of the like how to rotate things 180 degree, right? So you'd think we're building something upright, but really it's going to tip over and the legs will attach from underneath. And that's great. I love that. And then, of course, with these L pieces, you're creating mounting points for the back of the deer to add texture or whatever else you need. It's so good. It's so simple, but it's kind of elegant in its own way. Maybe I'm overhyping this, but that's what I like. I really enjoy these little details. Yeah, tell me, are you someone who finds little details in the world around us? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they go upside down. Like this. Upside down V, cone shape. And then they, oh, look at that. And its little feet. Amazing. We got ourselves the beginning of a reindeer. Okay. Now we want to put a, which way is the front? Okay, that way. No, that way. That is the front. I see. Orientation is important. Pay attention. I don't realize sometimes until it's too late, and then I have to disassemble and reorient everything. Oh, is this? So that sticker is for the back. That's clever. So we put one at the front here, and then for this piece we attach spots. Now the big spot goes at the top, the high point of the piece. I don't know if we can see it like this, and then it goes down. Do reindeer have spots on their backs? I think they do. I haven't spent too much time with reindeer. I know I can go somewhere nearby and actually pet some reindeer. It's a bit pricey, but it's doable. Not sure if I'm interested though. Maybe. Let's see. If enough people ask me to do it, maybe I'll go. Oh, building the head. What is this from? Is this like a train link coupling? I love how they repurpose parts. Okay, let's build the head. If I can do this, let's see. Okay, that goes in like that. This attaches to the backside like so. Oh, that's cute. It's kind of the antler. And then what do we want? We want 2 of these. Right, there's a whole list of parts here that I just completely ignored, and I'm just building from what I see. Let's rotate and line that up. Black dot is the head. And we want 2 eyes. Googly eyes. Googly. Shall we face them different directions? It's a bit cross-eyed. No, let's put them in the right direction. So the black circle is closer to the bottom. There we go. And we want the nose. Is this the nose? No, this is the nose. Who knows? That's the top of the head, I guess, and that's the little jaw. Oh, how cute is that? And we mount it. Where do we mount it from? The bottom? We mount it from the... Okay, head down. Is there more? Please tell me there's more. Yes, antlers. Oh, this is a fun little assembly. So we have 2 of the lollipops, 1 of these arms, and 1 of these. So lollipop, snap. Oh, then it goes in. Ah, yay, we get to build 2 sides. Are these identical? Yeah. Yep, is that right? Yes. Okay. Ah. Is that right? Oh, I have to pivot this out. There we go. And is that in front or behind? I think I kind of got this confused. Okay. I think maybe this is more right angled. And down. Spacing's a bit better there. Yeah. Okay. Second one, 2. 1 of these and 1 of those. Let's try. We build it that way. It also goes that way. This guy goes in this way. And yeah, it's a bit hard to tell. Well, we can fiddle with which way it goes once it's on the reindeer. I think the picture on the box sort of gives a bit of a better indication. Oh, they're slightly offset, so they go forward a bit. And then I guess that comes up. Then the head. Hey, nice. We have antlers. A little deer. Oh, it's so sweet. Ah, and we are done. We apply our friend here. I think that's it. We have the final scene. North Pole with a elf and a reindeer, carrot, full moon, and a guide to the North Pole. That was fun. I enjoyed that. It's quite a few leftover pieces. Let's move them to the side. Yeah. Not the biggest fan of the diorama builds, but these aren't bad at all. I've took a quick look before starting the video. These are actually not too expensive on Bricklink. I think they're about brand new, sealed. Maybe $10 US, thereabouts, plus minus $5.20. Maybe plus, I don't know. Some people are selling these for crazy expensive, but yeah, looks like the box. Maybe the carrot guy is a bit different. I love the depth. It's the top view. Yeah, it gives really nice sort of perspective. I don't know if I'll put this on display or pack it up, but it's there. Thanks for joining me on this build. I hope you have a good day and a good rest. Until next time. Goodbye.